Hi everyone, welcome to End of the World Weekly. Let me tell you how this show works. I'm Newsbot 29,000. I'm a robot from the post-apocalyptic future. I've been programmed to send these broadcasts into the past in hopes that you Earth humans can avoid all the calamities that led to the end of the world. Okay, got it? Good. So let me tell you about some of your current events and how they spiral out of control and bring about the apocalypse. Last week, Trump invited Filipino President Rodrigo Duterte to visit the White House. Duterte was sick of having U.S. military bases in his country, and Trump thought he had come up with a fabulous deal for the foreign leader. Donald told Duterte that he could get rid of the U.S. military bases in exchange for a series of incredible Trump hotels in the region. They would be amazing resorts with all the most luxurious amenities. Travelers could come from near and far to stay, and whatever rooms weren't booked could be rented by the U.S. military to maintain a troop presence in the country. Not having any real accomplishments to speak of in his first 100 days in office, Trump had a team put together an ad touting some of the small things the baby president was able to get done with his tiny hands. The inventive team behind the ad was told to be creative while grasping at straws to include in the ad, and came up with the excuse that the only reason Americans haven't heard of Trump's achievements is because the fake news wouldn't cover them. All major news outlets refused to air the ad since it directly attacked them. Trump said that the media not airing his ad was an attack on the First Amendment, and only he could protect it, so he removed it from the Constitution and locked it in a vault in Trump Tower until he deemed it was safe for it to return. The people of France elected Emmanuel Macron to be their new president on Sunday. Macron's Onward party decisively beat his competitor's far-right National Front party with 66% of the vote. In his victory speech, Macron described the challenges France faced in the days to come and his solutions. He noted that extremism is not the answer to the country's problem, but one of them, and how France was going to start charging more for all of those baguettes you see sticking out of grocery bags in movies and on TV all over the world, instantly fixing France's economy. And that brings us to this week's Alternative Facts of the Week segment. Let's get started. Alternative fact number 1. The 143rd running of the Kentucky Derby was on Saturday. The most exciting 2 minutes in sports were won by Always Dreaming. It actually wasn't too many years after that the 2 most exciting minutes in sports were replaced by this guy Hank, sticking his thumb up a contestant's butt and seeing how long he could keep it there. Alternative fact number 2. North Korea detained a 5th U.S. citizen on Sunday. The man was an agricultural teacher at an evangelical school. He was arrested while trying to escape to China. Kim Jong-un was hoping his 5 captives would get him a meeting with Trump, or at least a high-level administrator. But Kim forgot to factor in the fact that none of his captives were white, so Trump didn't really see them as Americans. Alternative fact number 3. An unofficial biography of President Obama's life was released this week. The book included details of his sex life before his marriage to Michelle. A lot of racists in the Confederate States were furious to find out that he slept with a few white women before getting married. Or they would have been, if they had ever learned how to read. Alternative fact number 4. Trump's second choice for Army Secretary withdrew from the process last week, citing false and misleading attacks against him. But the real reason he gave up on the position is because he had a terrible gas problem that he didn't want the media to discover. Alternative fact number 5. 50,000 Germans had to be evacuated from their homes on Sunday after bombs from World War II were found at a construction site. Why anybody would build a site for constructing World War II-era bombs in 2017 is beyond me. Well, that does it for this week's segment of Alternative Facts of the Week. If you have any alternative facts you'd like to hear on the show, leave a comment below and we'll get to them next week. On Friday, Crayon announced a new shade of blue would be replacing dandelion yellow. The new color was discovered in a lab accident when yttrium, indium, and manganese oxides were superheated and combined to form the pigment. Crayola polled Americans to find out that blue was everyone's favorite color and that nobody was going to miss the yellow crayon they were discontinuing. Crayola held a contest and vote to name the crayon, and the new blue gave millions of children a fresh palette to draw with and countless hours of fun for decades to come. Scientists were experimenting with what was the most violent way to murder a puppy when the color was discovered. On Thursday morning, Trump's healthcare plan passed the House of Representatives with 217 votes. Democrats were sure that stripping away health care from 24 million citizens would lead to all sorts of Republicans losing their seats in the 2018 midterm elections. But they didn't count on the Republicans' secret plan to make sure all of those poor Americans died from not having health care before they could vote. On Friday, a top-of-the-line Greyhound trainer was busted for giving his dogs cocaine. Racing officials accused the man of using the drug to perk his dogs up for a race, but the man explained that he wasn't cheating because he only ever gave cocaine to his dogs to celebrate at post-race victory parties. Well, that does it for this episode of End of the World Weekly. Thanks for tuning in, and I hope you enjoyed. Be sure to tune in again next week, and we'll have a brand new episode for you. Thanks again for watching. Bye!
Delicious.